Hi there, welcome back to my channel. Today is the first video that I am making of the November Kit Club called Cornucopia, and it has this beautiful acorn paper from Illustrated Faith. And you see the die cuts over here on the right. Those I don't even remember where I got them. Um, I I probably downloaded those about a year and a half ago when I first got my Scan and Cut. So I apologize. Back then I didn't put down where my resource was. So I do apologize for that. But I'm going to use my distressed inks on this craft mat. This is how, I guess is my favorite way. It's not the smooshing technique, it's kind of in the opposite way. So as you see on the distressed inks, I put it on the craft mat, and then those little mini misters, I just sprayed some water all over the distressed inks, and now I'm just kind of dragging these die cuts through now, or the cut file. It's just regular American Craft cardstock. It's not the marshmallow and it's not watercolor paper. So I am glad I did it this way because I can really, well, I think that I can monitor the amount of liquid, you know, it just can't handle a lot. So by dragging it through, it really gives me a lot of control. And then, it's, let me see if I can remember the colors. I know the green is mowed lawn, and one of the browns is rusty hinges, and the other brown is gathered twigs. So there you go. And I thought that those matched that acorn page pretty well. And so what I did is I kind of allowed the distressed inks to dry a little bit and then kind of drag them back through again. And as I was rewatching this video, I see that I clean up a lot. I guess I'm a pretty messy um, mixed media person. And I'm dabbing off whatever excess, and that is just a dry paper towel. So now I'm going to spray some of this mustard seed. It's a Vibes from Shimmers, making more of a mess. And this is the bottle, the only bottle I have that leaks, and it doesn't spray but once or twice, and I have to clean it off. So this is also the dry paper towel. I'm patting it dry, and it works pretty good. At one point, I use a uh, baby wipe, and I believe that's what this is that I'm using, and I help dry off with this dry baby wipe, and I really like the way that it looks. See how the green really showed, even though I just sprayed the yellow, it was very faint, and it really brought the mowed lawn color out. We finished cleaning up here. Yeah, so I get this all cleaned up. Oh, see a little dab. There was where the lid was, it left a ring, and so I'm gonna go ahead and use it up. So here I have all the supplies. So what I did off camera was I went through my stash. I've got like scraps of paper by color, and I went through my browns and my greens, and I had backed these cut files with the brown paper, and then I outlined it in the gold gel pen. And the, the paper was getting kind of lost with the white, and I know that it needed something up at the top, so I chose to use the green, which coordinates with the acorns. And then I really like drawing lines around my paper. I think it really draws it in. And when I had placed all those leaves down, I love the way that the acrylic piece, the Fall in Love, that came in the kit, I love the way that it landed. It was not my intention to do it that way when I first started working with this. And up above, the photo was getting lost with the paper, and I'm trying to add these leaves, and it's just not working. I just don't like the way it looks. So I'm going to keep those leaves and put it in my fall kit that I put together last year. So I'll just add to that. So one of those acorns, or some of those acorns, are pink, and I thought, well, I do have a pink 8.5 by 11, and normally I do 12 by 12, but these are the 8.5 by 11 are my photos that I took when I was in Paris, and normally I'm not a big scrapper of my travels, which is kind of funny because I take tons of photos. So I'm trying to get better about putting them in albums. And I did some mini books for the trip earlier this year, but this one I wanted to do an 8.5 by 11. So the pink is still kind of bland, and I thought, well, what if I just splatter, some brown ink, and I didn't know how it would look because I don't have any gesso on it. So I started splattering it, and I wanted to do just the part that it was being covered just to see what it looks like. But when I splattered it, it went way up at the top, and I thought, that's kind of cool because it looks like stars, and this is a night photo. And I thought, well, that was perfect. So one of the tricks that I've learned the hard way is whenever I go to dry these ink spots is to march my paper towel up and down and not at an angle because they tend to smear when you do it at an angle. So it dried really nice. And so now it's kind of coming together. These are the scrap papers that I had used to back those sleeves. So now I'm going to use it as part of my mat. And of course I'm going to outline it in the two-tone of brown. And then I wonder, well, should I put it up on foam tape? You know, exactly what should I do? And I chose just to make it flat. I because I've got a flare that I'm going to use in. So with the flare that I'm going to use in the top left corner and the acrylic piece that also has a flare, I figured that that was enough of elevation that this page needed. I don't want the whole thing elevated. All right, and of course I get my photo stuck to my paper in the wrong spot, but it comes off nicely. I need to slide that photo all the way over to the left, making sure that it's straight. This photo is at night. I've taken several photos at night while we were there, but this one I really love the way that the lights are shining on the river, the Seine River, and we're on the bridge from the Louvre, so I don't know exactly which bridge that is that I've taken the photo of, but I can always look it up later, if I want to know. It doesn't really matter to me at this point because, there were so many bridges and it's so beautiful. Paris is a beautiful town. So if I didn't do those leaves, I was planning on just backing up that acrylic piece with some paper of some sort, some cardstock. I was thinking I was going to do the green. So it was a happy mistake, I guess. It was a good thing that they kind of, fell on those leaves, and then it just was beautiful. I was very happy that that happened. So I'm using lots of the tacky glue to glue this down. And it takes a while for it to stay, and I want to make sure that it's straight as well. So I've got my T-square. Now I'm doing this page for a challenge. I did the November Secret Not Secret Kit Club. They have a party every month for their members, and I haven't received my kit from Christina yet, but that's okay because I just got my Clique kit over on Friday, and today is Sunday, so I was able to use that no problem. And then these are the gold These are the thickers. I'm so sorry. I got a little distracted there. That came in the kit. And I'm just going to put the year, so 2017. And then I don't know if you can see the flare that's over there by the Fall in Love. I got that from a Flare for Buttons, and it's a map, and it says Paris on it. And so now I need to go ahead, and I'm using gold gel pen to go around the pink. And now I need to work on the top left corner. I just kind of bare there. So that is also one of the flares that came in that set. And it is also a map, and it has like an Eiffel Tower, and oh, I think it has Notre Dame and some of the highlights. It's, it's a nice little flare. I'm going through my ephemera pack here, trying to see what would work. And it's hard to see, but it's like a star. I'm not sure what you call that shape, but it says "Time to Shine," and I know that it's very glary, but it seems to work. Since I'm now use the thickers for the year. So that the thing on the bottom that I just put down is a wood veneer that has glittery gold. It's like half glittery gold, half wood veneer. And now I'm using a brown circle, and that's not working, that I had cut out, that punched out. And so I think what I end up using is a green one. So it's the same color as that strip that's at the top of the acorn paper. And that seems to have the better balance. So it has a little bit of the gold foil and then the green, and also using my gold gel pen to go around the circle. And now looking at my sequins, I chose to use just the gold sequins. I want to say they're 8 millimeters, and I want to say they're 5 millimeter sizes, and I kind of scatter them throughout. And there's my page. Thanks for joining me. If you haven't already subscribed, I'd love to have you.